Hi, welcome to another session in this course. We will start looking at data analysis expression formula in Power BI. In Microsoft Excel, when we want to create new column or we want to do some calculations, we use the Excel formulas. The equivalent of that in Power BI is the use of data analysis expression formula called the DAX formula. Now, what can we use the DAX formula to do? Number one, we can use it to create a new measure. What is a measure? I am going to be showing us with an example. We can use DAX to create a new column, which is similar to some of the formulas in Excel. And also, we can use DAX to create a new table. So, let us start. If you look at this place, you can see that we have two tables here. This is the first table, this is the second table. When you want to work and create a new measure or a new column, it depends on the table you want it to be, because we are going to be working with multiple tables in Power BI usually. So, for example, if I want my measure to be in the TSV data, I will click on it. So, which means that if I come here now and I click on new measure, this new measure is going to be under the TSV data. If I click on new column, that new column is going to be on the TSV data. But sometimes to make it more organized, you can just click on any table you want. Assuming I want my new column or my new measure to be on the customer data, I can just click on it and then I will right click. So you can see new measure, new column. So you can just click on this. Or you can just come here and click directly. As long as we know that we have highlighted our table. So I am highlighting the TSV data now. So let me allow the columns to come out. Now, I will click on this new measure. So I will start with new measure, or let me start with new column. So because we are more familiar with new columns in Excel, so let me start with that. So I will click on new column, and immediately I click on that, you can see this that is telling me that I should write the name of my column. So let me call it flight percent. Flight percent equals. Now, what I want to do is that if you look at this data set, which I believe that some of us are familiar with, we have the flight charges. So, the flight charges has been removed here. So let's do it with the customer data. So let me just cancel this. So I will come to customer data. So let's check the customer data if it has the flight charges. So it has flight charges. Let us check if it has other amounts. So it has other amounts. So let's click on the customer data now, and we click on new column. So we call it flight percent. So what I want to do is that I want to divide the flight charges with the other amount. So this is the flight charges here. We want to divide it by the other amount. This is the order amount here. So when you want to start writing your formula in DAX, you will need to reference the table and the column based on the type of formula or calculations you want to do. So when you press on single apostrophe, it will show us all the table and the columns available. You can see that this is customer data, this is the table. Assuming I just want to use the table alone, I will click on it. These are the table with their column. So this is customer data address one, customer data age. So assuming we have 10 different tables, it is going to show us all of the columns in them. So you can see that it shows us all of the customer data and all the columns inside it. So now I want to divide the freight charges. So let's look at the freight charges. So this is the freight charges. So if you click on it, so I will divide it by the order amount. So we have customer data order amount. So and then I can press, so I can multiply this by 100, or I can just format it in form of a percentage. So let me press enter, and then you can see that our 5% is in this decimal format. So if I just click on this percent here, you can see that it has transformed it into a percentage. So this is how we can create a new column using data analysis expression formula. So now if I come to the customer data, if you come there down, you can see this particular icon. When you see this icon, it is telling us that whatever is here was created using a DAX formula, and it is a new column. So if you look at this one here, this one is showing that whatever is here is a form of integer or um, decimal value. And when you look at all these ones that does not have anything in front of them, it is showing that these are usually text data. And when you see this calculator here, if you look at this calculator and you come to the table 2, you can see that the new measure also has the same calculator. So when you see this icon in your table or in any table, it is showing that it is a measure. So now we have created a new column called freight percent. Let us create another column. So we are still under the customer data. So you can click on it. I can right click now and click new column. So I will call this one order flights. So where we will be adding our order amount together with the flight charges. So and then I will click on the single apostrophe, and then I will look for our flight charges. Our flight charges, this is it here, and then plus we are looking for we want to add our other amount. So I will click on single apostrophe again, and then look for the other amount. You can see customer order amount, and that is all. I will click enter, and you can see that This is under this is general here, so I can format it and say no, it is not general, it is whole number, or let's say it is decimal number. So if you click on decimal number, you can see it is now a decimal number. However, because this is an amount in dollar, I can just come here and say, okay, no, it's an amount and we are going to make it currency. So let's say we want to make it in English United Kingdom pounds. If you click on that, then you can see that this is now in pounds. Good. So let us go to our, and then if you come to the data, you can see that now we have other flights. You can see that the icon here is also the icon here, showing that this is a new column that was derived using DAX formula. Good. So let us go to our visualization and see how we can work with this. Let's create a new page and then let me use a card. Let's use a card, or we can let's use a card, and so this is a card here. So I will come down here and click on other flights. So if I click on other flights, what does it give us? So this is the total of all our other flights. We can do so many calculations like this, creating a new column using DAX formula. In the future, we are going to be doing a whole lot of this, but this is just an avenue to introduce us to it. The dataset for this particular course is going to be available in the description section of this video. Please, you can check it and use it to also simulate some of these things on your own. In the next session, we are going to be looking at how to create a measure. Until then,